Remember when I said I wouldn't be vlogging too much while I was working? Well, oops. Hello there guys, this is Silent Mist and welcome back to the vlog. It's tomorrow. Well, today for you guys, but it's tomorrow from when I recorded the last vlog, which is good. It means I'm staying up with those daily vlogs. But I'm pretty much on this really long walk to another portion of turf that I have to go get the stuff to. So I pretty much have like 5 or 10 minutes of walking time. So I figured why not vlog and show you guys the area. It's a nice place. The only problem is shaky cam is most definitely a problem with this vlog. It's a shaky vlog. I'll try to do some basic image stabilization, but every time I've tried to do that, it came out looking really bad. So maybe not, but yes. Another problem with recording with my phone instead of my camera, it's really easy to accidentally stop the video instead of continuing it. But I have this huge blank open spot where I don't have any stuff that I'm supposed to knock on, but I have to walk it, which really sucks. Because, well, I mean, I really can't knock on facilities like this. There would be no point in it. Oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry that this is like super unsteady, shaky cam vlog. But yeah, it's really hot today. It's supposed to rain in an hour or so, so we might wrap up early, which would be really nice. But I don't know. I'm doing really well today though, so that's good. And yeah, I'm gonna stop vlogging now because I'm getting out of breath because I have to walk uphill, although that really doesn't look like uphill to you guys. I found a cool little program that lets me edit videos on my phone quite nicely, and I might tinker around with that on my walk up, but yeah, this is quite the place. I really wish that my phone had better digital image stabilization, but it really doesn't. It might just be the camera app that I have, so maybe I'll fiddle around and get a couple of other things on here that let me record better quality vlogs with my phone. But yeah, one last thing as I'm adjusting the camera and catching my breath. I looked yesterday at yesterday's footage, the stuff I shot with my phone with the front-facing camera, and it doesn't look half bad, so that's good. I now know that I can do that. But yeah, now I'm so out of shape. And oh my god, I think there's a highway like right over there, so yeah, I gotta be careful about the traffic. But I'm gonna finish things off now. Well, not finish things off for the day, but for this little portion of walking. So see you guys in a bit. Back from work finally. Day started off really well, and when I updated you last, that was pretty much when my day ended in terms of productivity, so it was kind of a crappy day. But since getting back, a couple things have arrived. Well, actually only one thing has arrived. The fans for my computer. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that arrived. I'm still waiting for my processor. It's not here yet. Don't know why, but it's not here yet. I'm gonna call Rochester tomorrow to see if my stuff is in, if it was dropped off, and if they've sent it out. So hopefully that'll get here soon. It's probably not gonna get here before ConnectiCon, which is kind of unfortunate, but I guess I have to deal with it. Actually, if that were the case, things would work out really nicely because I currently have all of my files on here backed up onto my laptop, and if my stuff doesn't get in before Otakon starts, I can wipe all the backups off of here, because I'm gonna need some space on here because, well, all the footage that I get there is going to need to be transferred here because there's no way it's gonna fit on the camera before we get out of there. So that'll work out, and then as soon as I get back from ConnectiCon, I'll be able to do my OS X experiment, and I've actually been doing a little bit of research into it. I'm tempted to just install the newest version of OS X that isn't actually technically out yet, Yosemite, because, well, it looks very nice, actually. Dark mode in Yosemite looks amazing, so I'm going to definitely seriously consider that. Right now, I do have Mavericks running on my desktop. It's running on a hard drive, on a very old hard drive, so it's really slow. And, well, yeah, I don't use it that much just because there's no reason for me to use it, but
like I've said multiple times, I've wanted to start using OS X just because I've wanted to get into using Final Cut Pro. Because Final Cut Pro might just be the best video editor there is out there. Just from what I've seen looking at it, I have a fair bit of experience in multiple editors, well, not professional experience, like I definitely couldn't put together a movie, but I've used Vegas a lot, I've used Premiere a lot. Premiere is very powerful as a video editor in terms of features, but it just doesn't feel efficient using it. Sony Vegas feels like the most streamlined thing there is out there, except it's not particularly powerful. It's missing a lot of features that I would like to see that I use in Premiere, like a hardware accelerated timeline, which is, oh my god, it's so nice. Now, Final Cut Pro seems like a good middle ground, except it's not really just the middle. It's the middle with a lot encompassing around it. So it's very powerful and it's very intuitive. So I'm going to force myself to use it for at least 1 week. When I do that, I'll be wiping my desktop of Windows entirely. I've thought about it. And yeah, my desktop just isn't going to have Windows on it at all. I'll still have my laptop, which will be running Windows, so in case I need to record something that's in Windows, I can do it on my laptop, but otherwise, I'll be doing all of my work on my desktop in OS X. So, there's only a couple of problems that come with this. First of all, obviously, there are a lot of games that aren't ported to OS X, so a lot of games I won't be able to play, so I might have to boot into Windows to do that. Second caveat, and this is actually one of the biggest problems, is capture card compatibility. As you all hopefully know, or may not know, I have 2 capture cards in my desktop. I have a Blackmagic Intensity Pro and an AverMedia Live Gamer HD. I recently learned that the Blackmagic Intensity Pro is the closest thing to perfection with 3 huge flaws that, well, no, 1 huge flaw and 2 flaws that I could really ignore because they really aren't anything more than hassle. But starting off with the smaller ones, first of all, it doesn't auto-detect resolutions like the AverMedia card does. The AverMedia card, you just plug in a source, it automatically configures it, and you're good to go. The Blackmagic card, you need to define what the frame rate is of the game and the resolution, or not the game, of the source is and what the resolution of the source is. Or else it just won't display anything, it'll just be like, yo, I don't know what you're sending to me because it's not what you said you're sending to me. So it doesn't auto-detect resolutions, which, I mean, that's just a convenient sort of thing. I need to actually physically switch what the resolutions are when I switch between consoles. Like, for example, the Wii I capture at over there, you can't even see them because they're black consoles. The Wii I capture at 720p at 60 FPS. The Wii U I capture at 720p at 59.94 FPS. The PS3, which is hidden behind that Totoro plush, is also 720p, 59.94 FPS. So I need to switch between them, and then also I need to switch between HDMI and Component just because I use Component for the PS3 and HDMI for the Wii U. Now, yeah, it doesn't auto-detect resolutions. What the heck was the second flaw? I totally had a second flaw. Doesn't auto-detect resolutions. Oh, yeah. You can't use the HDMI pass-through or any pass-through without having some software that uses the card. For example, like, with the AverMedia card, I can plug in a system into there and then have it run to the monitor, and it'll just pass through automatically from the system to the computer to the monitor, even when the computer is off. With the Blackmagic card, you need to have something like OBS or the Blackmagic recording software, or else it just won't display on the other end, which is kind of annoying because I can't use it as, like, a capture card all the time for my computer just because it doesn't support just a direct pass-through. And then the third problem, the biggest problem, and really this problem, I could completely ignore those other 2 problems, and it's because of this problem that I really sat down and thought, wow, why? Because all 3 of these problems are not hardware problems, they are software problems, so they could be corrected, but the Blackmagic card cannot capture at 1080p 60 FPS. because it's disabled in software. The hardware can do it perfectly fine. The software does not let you do it. After doing a lot of research online, I came to this conclusion because the Blackmagic Intensity Shuttle, which is almost identical to my card, except it's an external capture card that uses USB or Thunderbolt, used to be able to capture in 1080p 60 FPS, and then they removed that when they updated the recording software, which also updates the firmware. And since these two capture cards are essentially the same hardware, just with a different interface connecting it to the computer, the Blackmagic Intensity Pro should be able to capture 1080p 60 FPS footage, and it can't. And this is very, very problematic to me, because YouTube is going to be supporting 1080p 60 FPS content, or just 60 FPS content in general, and I'm not going to be able to have a way to record it in 1080p. And I want to be able to do that. Like, Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U looks fantastic. It's a game that runs at 1080p 60 FPS. I would love to upload and record that in 60 FPS, but I can't with the Blackmagic card. Now you could just say, Silent, why don't you use the AverMedia card? So one of the huge benefits with the Blackmagic card that I just recently learned was you can capture ProRes footage. And if you don't know what ProRes is, it's a codec, and if you don't know what codecs are, that's perfectly fine. It has to do with capturing videos and how you convert that raw footage into something that's either more manageable or has a certain format. It's like the format of the video. And the Blackmagic card can capture in ProRes, which the AverMedia card can't. And if I do seriously consider on switching from Windows to OS X for an editing environment, being able to capture in ProRes would hands down make the Blackmagic card superior to the AverMedia card, because you'd have footage that could be easily edited in Final Cut Pro. Oh yeah, I should mention, ProRes footage really is only used for something like Final Cut, or maybe iMovie. I don't know if iMovie can actually use it, but it's the format that Final Cut wants to use just because it's optimized to use it, so it works really well. And yeah, being able to capture that is the reason why I haven't gotten rid of the Blackmagic card, because I intend on getting rid of one of the capture cards in here just because I really don't need two capture cards. The AverMedia card, in terms of hardware, superior, because it can do 1080p 60 FPS, it can do an HDMI pass-through without having the software open, and it just works better. For the most part, I have had some problems with it, but those seem to be fixed. But yeah, what I'm going to do, not sure yet. Figure it out soon. I'll keep you updated, because, oh wow, I am just getting emails left and right. Oh no, that's my phone telling me to go to sleep. But I'm going to end things off here. A couple of updates will come with the computer as I actually start the upgrade and changing of things. Oh yeah, one other problem. This was the only problem with the AverMedia card, other than the not being able to capture ProRes footage. Actually, there are a couple of problems that they're not nearly as big. No components on the AverMedia card, so if I want to capture my PS3, I need to do a wonky little setup where I can strip off the copyright protection that comes out of the HDMI port. So that's a problem. No ProRes, and it doesn't work in OS X, so whenever I use it, I'd have to boot back into Windows. But I don't know if those are big enough problems to justify me keeping that one over the Blackmagic card. In terms of recording quality, they're pretty much the same. Actually, the AverMedia card might be slightly better, because when I compared them at 720p. At 1080p, I assume the AverMedia card will look better because it's 1080p, not 720p. But, yeah. That's all that. And that's going to be all for today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. It's actually probably kind of long. And I'll see you all again tomorrow. So until then, farewell.